it's funny because we were talking about like age and music, and you were able to fucking say like this age reminds me of this song, and this age reminds me of that song. It's crazy how music works like that, huh?
Yeah, it depends. Well, like it doesn't depend, but for the most part, like if you play a song and at like a certain point in your life, or like, and you might just remember it forever, you know. And then every time that you listen to that song, you get that feeling from like, oh, I remember where I was when I first heard this song. You know what I mean?
But yeah, well, you
Like
played
you
that
said.
that Soulja Boy song, and I immediately thought the Jogathon.
Yeah, like you said, it unlocks a memory, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely does. So welcome back to the Lord Sick Edition podcast. Let's get straight into it. Did you guys see how Game was like at a show and he started calling out 50 Cent?
Yeah, so these guys are always beefing. What sparked it up again? Because I remember seeing them that they were at the same club, and I don't know if they talked or they ran into each other, but they were able to keep it cool. But
Yeah.
now they're on social media going back and forth.
Yeah,
with
that
each
was a
other.
while back when they squashed it, or like it was the first picture that they ever had together in a long
while.
time, and
Yeah.
it was like everywhere. People were like, "Oh, they squashed the beef or whatever." But what reignited it? I don't know. Honestly, Game. Sometimes I try to understand Game because I really fuck with his music, bro. But sometimes I just kind of see this as like cloudy. Like,
What did you think of the album? I don't think you were here for when we talked about that.
did we talk about the Game album? I didn't like it, bro.
You didn't like it at all?
I don't know. I don't think I've even finished all of it.
Because honestly, lyrically, I think some of these songs are some of his best. But like a replay value, I don't think a lot of them have it.
Yeah, he had this one song where he sounded like Kendrick on it. It was like in the first 5 tracks, but I thought that one was pretty decent. Like I said, he's a good artist. You know, he has good music, but like in this day and age where music is oversaturated, people can't consume that. You know, in its
Yeah.
entirety.
Yeah.
So how could you give an album like an honest review when you can't make it all the way through? You know, no one can. I couldn't listen to my favorite artist's fucking new album like 30. Like, I think Drake, I pushed it with CLB. What was it, like 18 tracks or something?
Yeah,
But I listened to it in its entirety.
a
but-
year ago, literally.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard. So I could do like 18. You know, I could do like a Drake 18 track project, but like 30.
Yeah,
nah,
that fool
you
did
gotta
have
hit.
a lot of songs.
And the thing about like, and I don't even want to compare artists, but the thing about that is like you can take something from like a CLB or
Yeah.
I haven't taken anything from this one.
Even though it took some time, right? Like
Yeah.
getting used to that album. A lot of people,
Yeah, of course.
I feel like, are revisiting it and like saying, "Oh, it's
Yeah,
a
I
lot-
initially hated it. Not hated it, but I was like, oh, it's not what I expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But going back, I can pull a lot. Like the thing about it is that he gives you new vibes. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
something new. Not always, but there are like sounds that you haven't heard
Yeah.
come from Drake before.
When you see a project coming from Drake, you expect something new. You don't expect everything to be new, but you expect one or two songs
Yeah.
to be different than what
To feel
you were
different.
used to. Yeah,
Like the song Jungle,
yeah,
that one is like, whoa, like it's very artistic. And I think it's like on the more artistic side of Drake.
yeah.
That song Jungle. And then he could give you like the rap shit.
For
You
sure.
know what I mean?
But going back to the 50 Cent shit, what really happened there? Like, because I did see that they went back and forth on like social media, but I didn't really see what they were telling each other.
Oh, I think he was just rubbing it. 50 Cent was rubbing it in his face because I guess they got like an Emmy or something for their
Uh-huh.
performance at the Super Bowl.
Oh shit! And that would just 50 Cent is petty though. I can imagine.
50
Yeah.
Cent is the most petty.
I feel like I can imagine the game minding his business, and then he just sees a fucking Instagram post
Yeah.
by fucking 50 Cent, like just trolling the fuck
Oh,
out of him.
and also what I did catch now that you mentioned that, in the caption he put, M said he wouldn't do it without me. That's my boy. And like he put like a happy face emoji, and like this comes like after weeks of the game, dissing Eminem on like a song. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
That's
So like I
weird.
think that there's a correlation right there. He's kind
Yeah.
of being like, "This is my boy, and he picked me, and you're over there. Like
Salty.
you can't sit with this type beat." You know what I mean? Like, and if I'm game, then I see that for what it is, and I'm like, I feel he. The thing about that is that he acts like emotionally a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you were a G Unit fan. Were you able to listen to that era?
I was a G Unit fan, and then I was a G U not.
G Unit.
G U not. yeah. I was, but like I sided with Game just because like I don't know. I really like the Game's music.
Okay,
you
so
know?
what really happened in that situation is from what people know? Because I know a lot of people. Do you know what happened between Game and 50 Cent?
No.
I
So-
know like a really quick story. So
So I don't know if you guys remember, he put out a DVD, Stop Snitching, Stop Lying.
Yeah.
But I bought that or whatever. Pretty much what it consists of is that the game. His whole thing was that he thought that the rap industry was real. You know what I mean? So he's like a gangster from Compton, California. He sees like people toting guns. You know, it's like what we glorified in like 2000 that gangster rap was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I'm a gangster, and I'm in the industry. You know what I mean? So that being said, he linked up with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre put him under 50 Cent because I think they were, but all of them were on Aftermath or whatever. So I think they got them working together in the camp, and eventually 50 and Game co-wrote for each other or whatever. They worked on songs together where it's like when you work on a song with someone, like, hey, give me a line for this, you know, like, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Do you
What
have-
rhymes
or-
with this?
Or do you have something for this? Oh, dude, I do have something. Like, you could go like this, you know, like you work on shit together, and that's kind of how it goes. So their whole thing was like, the games thing was like, oh, I made G-Unit pop, and like, we were like the new NWA, and apparently he was on the radio where he said that Nas, like he liked Nas's music, and at the time I think Nas was beefing with 50 Cent.
For sure.
So he was like, what the fuck? In 50 Cent's eyes, he's like, oh, this was siding with some fool I'm beefing with.
Yeah.
He's out of G-Unit. So he kicked him out of G-Unit. He found out, I think, and he found out 50 was at a radio show, so he pulled up, and 50 security guards came out, and they got in a shootout. So that's where it started. It turned kind of like lethal, you know? It turned like,
Yeah.
oh shit, these people are trying to like harm me. But he's like, at that time, I thought this rap shit is real, you know? Like, so I'm gonna go fucking try to shoot 50, you
he's
know? Like,
really about it.
I'm a G, you know? So whatever. And like when shit goes to like that, it's kind of like, okay, well, this fool wants to kill me. And like in the Stop Snitching, Stop Lying DVD, he goes to like 50's residence, like his big house, and he's outside the gates. Obviously, it's like a gated house, but he's like, yeah, look, he don't want to come out, and he's like outside of his house and shit. So he was really like on some smoke shit. He's getting followed
Yeah.
by hip hop police in the documentary, and it's kind of like, whoa. And there's a lot of dissing 50 Cent in it. So like, come on, when you do shit like that, it's just like, I do believe you can't ever get back to like that original like friendship or like, you know, connection that
Yeah,
they
once
had.
you
Yeah.
try to kill someone. it's like-
yeah.
yeah.
It stays at a level. So I think it's just like there's always gonna be some feeling there, I think.
Okay, I feel you 100%. And like, kind of like a side note, but similar thing. Like, people act like the shootings in hip hop are just now happening. You know, like I know we were talking about like the Adam 22 and the shit,
Right.
like at breaking shit, but people were shooting each other back in the day. Ja Rule had a big ass beef with 50 Cent, and a lot of the shootings happened with fucking 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Like Biggie dying was a shooting, Tupac dying was a shooting. People act like the shooting is like a new thing in hip hop.
Really?
I think it definitely
I never thought of it as
I
a new thing.
No, I think it definitely amplified during like the gangster rap era. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think that became its own thing, you know? Like
And
everyone wanted
50
to be a
Cent
gangster.
and the game was bro. I remember like being on YouTube and finding videos of the game fucking like beating people up with one hand.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like- like-
yeah. That were
I think,
associated
yeah,
with
I've
like
seen
G
one of
Unit,
those
right?
videos.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this fool was crazy. He was like on his Kanye shit before Kanye.
Yeah, he was beating people up and fucking. It was going on YouTube, and you would find it somewhere on some random page. You know, like
Yeah.
so you're kind of like, oh shit, this shit is kind of real. You know what I mean? Like he took it serious, and yeah, he burned a lot of bridges. But I think that's what happened there.
So what the game raps like in his music, like that's really him, pretty in a nutshell, right?
I would like to think that he thinks that,
Yeah.
and I mean, by any means now, I don't think that he's a gangster. He's famous. I think he
Famous, rich.
like he's not. He probably
He's on some other shit.
yeah. He's nothing to do with that. I'm sure he never will deny like alliance and shit because I'm sure like if he's a real one, he like once you're one, you're always one, right? Like
Yeah.
for him, I don't think he's in the streets doing stupid shit anymore.
No, yeah,
But he's rapping about it.
okay, yeah. He's lived it, been there, done
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
He gets a valid pass.
Yeah, he gets the pass.
There's a lot of people like a lot of people say that Jay-Z never even sold like cocaine and shit. And all he raps about is like flipping birds and shit.
Well, it's like entertainment, you know what I mean? Like